Hi. The program that I chose to do an analysis on is called Engage New York, ELA, and it's the first grade level. The publisher of the program is New York State Education Department, located in Albany, New York, and it was published in 2014. My experience with this program is that I was a first grade teacher a few years ago, and my school adapted Engage New York as their reading program, so I used the program for the entire 2015-16 school year. Now I want to discuss some things on how the brain learns to read. The brain learns to read by using three neural systems that work together. Visual processing is when the eyes take in the visual information from the printed words. This visual signal travels to the occipital nerve lobes in the rear brain. The word signals are then decoded in the agular gyrus. The word is separated into phonemes. Phonemes are the smallest parts of the word, the individual sounds in each word. This process activates the language area of the brain, which is near the temporal lobe, which is the auditory processing system. Sounds out the word in the head is when the kids are sounding the words out in their head. The frontal lobe integrates this information to provide meaning. And for children to become successful readers, they all must possess specific skills, and they must have already possessed information that for certain skills also, and develop certain skills. One skill is phonological or phonemic awareness, and that's a skill that, as I through this unit, that it started in kindergarten, but phonemic awareness sort of dropped off in first grade, but they still had a few phonological awareness activities that you could do. And then the alphabet principle and phonics, that was really strong in the analysis of this program. It was really strong in the first grade section. The students were, there were worksheets and different things that the students could work on to develop phonics and the alphabet principle. And they learned letters and letter combinations and how the children write their letters, letter formation. All of that was a big part of the first grade. And then it had a specific section on vocabulary. Vocabulary was introduced in the read aloud stories. And as the children were learning about the read aloud stories, there were always 2 or 3 specific vocabulary words that were explicitly taught to the students to build their vocabulary and understanding of the text. And then text comprehension, there was always tests or little activities they could do to show that they comprehended and understand what we were reading. And they also had little stories that they read with a partner throughout the day that could work on fluency. When we did small group, that they could work on fluency and comprehension, because they would read to each other, and then they would read, answer the questions at the end of that text. And then there's also, 3 neural circuits involved in learning to read, develop their competencies and interconnections. That beginner readers go through 3 separate phases. This is the pictorial stage, is when children do environmental print. They see a picture, they know what it means, they start to recognize letters and shapes of letters and different combinations. So in this reading program, there were really a good section on letters and letter cards that were used to teach letters and letter sounds and practice writing the letters. The second phase is the phonological stage. The brain begins to decode the letters into sounds. This reading program has a skills section that had games and worksheets that work on phonics and alphabet knowledge. There are also decodable books that have to be used with each unit to practice decoding words with the sounds that have been taught. And then the third phase is the orthographic stage, when the child is able to recognize words rapidly and with accuracy. That's why I talked about the short stories where they were able to work together, read those, and build fluency and comprehension. And all of these come together to activate different brain circuits and specifically consolidate into a specialized area of the left hemisphere of the brain. And this area is known as the visual word form area. The merging process is complicated and occurs at different rates and within different students. The major insight about the program is that it is systematic and it builds upon skills for each grade level, but I think the program has to realize that children did not get phonemic awareness in kindergarten with Engage New York, and phonemic awareness has to be part of the first grade curriculum and lessons as well. Thank you.